Alright, so this is requested system test 23. It's about time, isn't it? Well, I'm excited for this system test because I got a big surprise to show you. But first, since this is a requested system test, let's see who's requesting the system test. Well, let's see. Well, what do you know? It's Evan Bart 410. And it just shut off. And yep. So yeah, let's get started. So, for today's system test, I've got something new to show you. And, falling down, it's in that bubble wrap. So, take a big guess of what's in the bubble wrap. So, this pole station I have wanted for a while now. And I have mentioned before that I wanted to get it. But, do you know which pole station it is? Well, if you don't, I'm going to show you. It is the Simplex. And can you see? It's a Simplex 4251-40. Now that's probably a little confusing. A 4251-40, you say? Well, so if you can't quite see, I don't know if you can, but that hole right there. This is technically a two-stage pole station. So I found this out on the forums. But that hole is meant for a key switch. So if you know anything about two-stage, you know what I'm saying. So to say, let's just pretend I pull the alarm. System's not on. But I pull the alarm, and they go investigate to figure out who pulled the pole station, or this would be called pre-signal, which is basically to check if it's a fire or if it's not a fire. If it is a fire, pretending there's a keyhole in here, you go in and turn it, and then it's set off the general alarm, or the GA. This lock's very stiff. And yeah, so that's right there. So if you can see, that says a Simplex, well, this is kind of faded, but 4251-40. And here's the hole where the key switch would go. It's quite old. But enough rambling. Next to that, we got my other Simplex pole station, the 2099-9754. And right next to that, we got the FCI MS2, the new one. Now, here's a quick little note. Evan Bart did not request this T-bar, obviously, because I never had this T-bar when he requested it. But I now own it, and yes, it is on the requested system test form, and you are allowed to request this pole station. I am very, very, very happy I found this pole station. And it's not a big deal, it's not a 20. I mean, personally, I think this is just the 4251-20, just two-stage, technically. The 4251-30 is a double action. It's a break glass model, which some of you guys might already know. But what he did request it in spot of this was the BG8. Now, here's a little problem with the BG8. Let me grab my device, and wherever I put it, here it is. So there's a little problem with using wire lead pole stations as opposed to terminal pole stations. This pole station uses terminals, meaning that as opposed to having the wire sticking out like these wires, they use a terminal block. Now, here's the reason why I really try to hold back on doing wire lead based pole stations on this zone. Anything besides this zone, these two are fine. This one, there's a reason why, and I'm going to show you right now. So, you can see real closely, this is my iPod. So those are the wires. This was before I changed out the system. This was July 21st. But the problem is, as you can see, those wires are sticking out. I have to use 3 wires. Well, 3 connectors. So, well, 6 wires in total here. The reason why is because since this is not connected to a panel, it's really connected to batteries. I have this connected to this pole station to make them both work. This one's separate. And since I'm trying to make this quick, let's go up and find the Gentex SHG. Sorry about that, excuse me. The Gentex SHG and the Wheelock ST70 MCW, which is really just essentially the CH70, just without the chime itself. And ST stands for strobe, which I have mentioned numerous amount of times. And the Wheelock MT. And the smoke detector, which is turned on, and my other 2 smoke detectors, which I've tested before in System Test 20. So if you want to check out System Test 20, go ahead and do so. So, the lighting's a little different. I'm doing this kind of lighting maybe so it might get the flashing of the strobes. And we are going to be doing the dual iPhone today. So I gotta turn up the fan, and we will get started with this system. And by the way, if you still want to request system test, please do so, because I have 2 more requests to go, and I am allowing more. So, without further ado, let's get started with the system test. So, 3, 2, 1. That was a fail. I said I was going to do the dual iPhone. I am going to do the dual iPhone. So, alright. So, now, let's just do it. 3, 2, 1. I really should have planned this before I got started, so now we're gonna do it. Okay. Alright. Let's get this started. Alright, in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, forgot to tell you the coding. He chose March time, which is actually why I'm really excited for this system. So yeah. Thank you, by the way, Evan Bart 410. This was a great system, by the way. Let's pull the next one. Interesting how this T-bar turns to the right as opposed to this one, which turns to the left. That might be because this pole station was technically, well, how would you say? I guess you could say sort of messed around with? I don't know. The lock was worked on by a locksmith, basically. Meaning that I didn't have the key that I now have. I used locksmith type keys. And real quickly, before I get started with the second system, I'm going to do the smoke detector, because I usually don't do that. Once again, mind me for this long video. If you don't like long videos, well, sorry. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to activate the smoke detector. There you go. Well, wasn't that an interesting experience? Huh. Yeah. What is it? I'm wiring the smoke detector up a little differently. So in the sake of basically the smoke detector is underpowering the device. So that's why it kind of made that weird ever the SHG did that. But now we're going to do the MT. I'm going to say this, the MT is pretty loud. So, let's get this started. 3, 2, 1. Wow. It is not quiet. Not quiet at all for a non-mechanical horn. And it's on low volume, so wow. Alright, now I'm going to stop the iPhone and turn down the fan. Alright, so the video stopped again, which I am going to say this video was probably long, like I said, so whoops. Okay, so that is about it. So I'm going to lower the tripod, and so it's great to be back to fire alarms. I know I haven't had my room for a whole 2 weeks, and that was definitely an interesting experience, but I am back, so officially call me back to fire alarms. Yeehaw! And yeah, so let's pull this down. The system's not on, so that was interesting. Also, here's a little comparison real quickly. So this one, I personally like this one a lot more. This one's also older, for sure, because it has the old Simplex logo as opposed to, yeah. And of course this one. And there's the model. So yeah. So that is the end of the system test. I hope you all enjoyed, especially you, Evan Bart, for I have provided. Yeah, and I did give a good, hopefully I gave a good explanation of why I can't put a pull station that has wire leads. I can only use ones that have terminals in this instance. Once I have a panel, then that might change, because all I need is just a pair of wires, one set of wires to the panel, as opposed to this big bundle of wires. You know what I mean. But all in all, thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next requested system test, which should be coming up very soon. And until then, goodbye.